Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. As you all know, I was traveling recently and I don't know how to name it. It was one of those kind of experiences that is worth sharing, and I'm very confident that it is going to help you understand the current scenario in the aviation, and also so that you can select a better airline to travel, so you don't have to go through all the hassle that I have been through. Actually there is a puja going on at my place and I am in a bit of rush, but I wanted to get this thing out of my way, so here it is. But before we get into the video, you guys, if you are new to my channel, I would very much love you to be a part of my YouTube family. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also press the little bell icon next to it so you get an update every time I upload. As you all know, recently I was traveling via SpiceJet from Sharjah to Bagdogra. Bagdogra was my final destination. So, there are a lot of airlines that I have flown, and me being a cabin crew myself, I tend to overlook a lot of difficulties and hassles that I happen to come across in my day-to-day life, because I know how much of a challenge it can be being a cabin crew. But the difficulties that I encounter are not something I am very much comfortable enduring as a consumer, if not as a passenger. And I thought that it is just about fair to put it out there so you know what you are going to be expecting when you are going to travel. So let me begin by telling you how this all started. I arrived at the airport, like Dubai Terminal 2. This was where my flight was supposed to depart at 23:10, which is 11:10 p.m. at night. So as a matter of fact, you report 3 hours early, like even whenever it is an international flight. So I arrived there at around 8, that is 2020. Once I go to the check-in counter, first there is no information. It is just one tiny counter they are using, and there is no display board, nothing. Like SpiceJet has put zero thought to the fact that people who do not fly every day might get lost. And the passenger class that mostly flies SpiceJet and Indigo or any other budget airline for that matter are not always frequent flyers. They're mostly people who have been working in these countries and they are getting back to their countries, especially right now during the COVID scenario, because the companies are booking those airlines because it is cheaper. So there was no display whatsoever. It took me, like a person who has been flying as a cabin crew for about 7 years, to actually figure out where this particular counter was, the check-in counter. So once I go to the check-in counter, I figure out there is a delay of 2 hours, which was not notified. Okay, now here partially my travel agent was also responsible, because I did not book this ticket myself. It was a repatriation ticket that was given to me by my company. Now, if you don't know what a repatriation ticket is, it is basically a ticket that is given to you as a compensation or as a part of your service benefit to most of the airline employees, so you can carry all your stuff with you and you can get back to your country. And yeah, so it is basically sponsored by your company. So as I had requested them, ideally I get my ticket until Kolkata, but because it is Corona and I did not want to stay in Kolkata and then catch my next connection, I had requested them, please find me an airline which can fly me directly to Bagdogra, because I wanted to skip the hassle of having to stay somewhere else. Now thanks to SpiceJet, they actually made me do it, something that I was looking to avoid totally. So when I reached the counter, the guy tells me that my flight has been delayed by 2 hours, which came across as a shock, but I was not that shaken because I had a connection time of 6 hours once I had landed into Delhi. So it wasn't that bad. I was fine. I was with my husband there and things were pretty okay. But I informed this staff that I have not booked my ticket myself. It has been booked by my travel agent. And even at that point, this person at the check-in counter did not think that it was his responsibility to inform me, because I was traveling as a single passenger, like I was a single lady traveling, that my next flight from Delhi has been cancelled. Even though it was like, the message was sent some 72 hours prior, which when I had sent an email to my travel agent, I had actually raised a complaint against him as well, because it was partially his fault as well. So one thing that you should take into consideration when you are booking a ticket via a travel agent, please make sure that he is using your name, your phone number and your email address, rather than putting his phone number and his email address to get the tickets booked, so you get all the regular updates of the ticket. So he did not inform me. Now the second thing is, they are using, they are supposed to be checking both the bags or all the luggages that you have, because all the airlines have like a certain weight that they let you carry into the cabin and certain weight that you are supposed to check in. Anything over that is payable, which is fine, and I always pay because I always have extra luggage. To my surprise, these people, they only wait. They asked me, do you have any check-in baggage? I said yes. So they asked me to check it in. Now my baggage allowance was for 30 kilo. I had only checked in 22, which means that I had a spare of 8 kilo which I could have used. He did not ask me to check my baggage, like the cabin or the carry-on baggage weight. As a matter of fact, I did not, so I walked away. Now the problem here is not that they're not checking. The problem is that they're using this as a scope of making money, which is wrong. Because in any of the airlines, even if they don't check your check-in baggage just before you enter the immigration point, where you are going to clear your exit formalities from the country, they will do a final check of your carry-on baggage and check. If it is overweight, they will still give you a chance to go back and check that baggage in, rather than making you pay at the boarding gate. Now what SpiceJet is doing is, they have this weighing machine at the check-in, at the boarding gate. I'll tell you why this is wrong. All the airlines which are international have a certain area for shopping which is called duty free. Now everybody does a bit of duty free shopping. What this particular airline is doing, which is very, very wrong, if you don't know, you do need this bit of information. They are weighing the duty free bags, which is not right. You can only weigh, or you can only charge a person for duty free in a domestic route. Let's say if I was traveling from Sharjah to Delhi. So from Sharjah to Delhi, whatever I buy as a part of duty free, that goes into the cabin without having being charged, because the term duty free specifically says that you're not going to be charged anything. You don't have to pay any duty for carrying this item. So they could have charged me when I was on board from Delhi to Bagdogra. For that particular flight, this would have been considered as my carry-on baggage, which is excess. Or they could have asked me to check that in. I am still allowed to carry it as a check-in bag, like a carry-on baggage, provided it doesn't have alcohol in it. So now not everybody is aware of these rules, right? So there are people who have worked in Middle East or who have worked in Saudi for years. They have saved this little amount of money. They are buying certain gifts for their families and friends, and you are making them pay for it. That is so wrong, especially given the point that this is a service industry. You are making everything commercial, and that is not acceptable. Anyways, I reached the seat. So 90% of the international airlines right now, they are taking precautions. I know this because just a few months ago, when I was traveling in August, I flew my home airline, like the airline I was traveling for. They are leaving the seats empty in between. In domestic, I know they don't do it, but in international, at least they're keeping a specific social distance. That was not maintained. The aircraft is really, really tacky. It is like an 18th century aircraft with zero consideration paid towards the upholstery. I know it's a low budget airline, but hey, come on, it doesn't take much to make your toilets not stink. I am a cabin crew myself. I have maintained toilets all my life. And I tell you, it is not because of the cabin crew that the toilets are stinking. It is because of the quality of the sewage system in that aircraft, which is very old or probably leaking. So it was a total mess. The seats are very tiny, the leg space is very less. It was just a complete disaster. And I'm not even going to talk about the mental harassment that the ground staff at the Dubai Terminal 2 airport put me through. As a service industry personnel, it is your responsibility to make your customer or your client or your passenger comfortable, but he made it a mission of his life to make mine miserable. In spite of me telling him that I am an airline industry staff as well, he did not care. He put me into such embarrassment which I am not even comfortable talking about in public. Nevertheless, when I reached Delhi, the counter, this girl who was at the counter, her name was, Anjali, I believe, at Delhi Terminal 3. So I take the elevator, I go to the departure level from arrival. Now, nobody has a clue of what is going on. Okay, also, one more thing, you are required to check your baggage in, even if you are an interline passengers. Interline passengers are people who are taking the same airline, and it is the airline's responsibility to check out your bag and then, you know, transfer it to your destination, final destination. That is where your bag gets delivered. I don't know, according to SpiceJet, it is the Indian government which requires them to check the baggages out, and then you're supposed to go do the entire security system and then check your baggage in. It's a total mess, and nobody knows where I was supposed to go. Because right now in domestic airlines, it is a mandatory requirement that you will have to do a online check-in before you go to the airport. But in my case, because I was on an international transit, and international flights cannot be checked in, like, you know, you cannot do an online web check-in before you're traveling. So because I was on the same PNR, I could not check in for my next flight. Now nobody in this airport, Delhi T3, knows where I am supposed to go, and they don't know where to direct me, which made it even more fussy. After all that hassle, I go to this counter. There is this girl Anjali sitting. I ask her, excuse me, could you please direct me to where I'm supposed to go? I don't have a boarding pass. She tells me, even without looking at my face, busy on her phone, she tells me, गेट नंबर 2 की तरफ जाके बी नंबर काउंटर पे चले जाइए. But I don't know where that is, and you are in the uniform, you're on your phone. That is not what is expected of you, and I know it. You know, that makes it even more unbearable. Nevertheless, I make my way to the counter. I wait in the whole queue. Nobody is still telling me, because I have asked at least 3 to 4 SpiceJet staff by then that where am I supposed to go. Nobody had the nerve to tell me that, ma'am, your flight has been cancelled to Bagdogra. Now imagine once you reach the counter, the second check-in counter, this person who's there doesn't even look at my face without even like the slightest amount of courtesy. She just looks at my ticket and she's like, your flight has been cancelled, please go to counter number A. I was so shocked, you know, I was so shocked at the insensitivity that person at the check-in counter had. And I was so furious until at that point. It was the only fact that was holding me back from actually bursting at her is because I'm a cabin crew myself. If it was anybody else, I swear to God, they would have given it right on her face. But I still had to say something. I told her, excuse me, what do you mean by my flight has been cancelled? What do you mean by that? Why was I not informed? She was like, there was a message sent to you. I was like, fair enough, but I informed your check-in counter staff at the Dubai terminal that I am not getting those messages. When was this announced? She said 72 hours prior. So they are so, like, you know, less informed. They are not serious about what they're doing, especially the ground like service team. Really poor, really poor. Now imagine somebody of my, like, you know, from my industry is so lost. So imagine if you're a first time traveler, do you want to go through that hassle? I believe not, because next what comes in is even more shocking. First they tell me you can take the refund. So when an airline tells you that you can take the refund, it's not like they're going to hand you over the cash. What they're meaning or trying to say is that whoever has booked the ticket, or even if it was you who booked the ticket, you will get that amount back into your account after 30 days, after 90 days, 3 months or 90 days. So which means that they're using your money to make more money, and then they're going to give it back to you 3 months later. I don't have any use of that money 3 months later. I need it now. So the next option this counter staff she gives me, actually it was her senior, she tells me that how about you take it in your credit shell balance. If you don't know what a credit shell balance is, it is basically that this is your money and that will remain with this airline for the next so and so months or year. Like right now, she told me that you can use it until December 21st, 2021 December, if you want to, any sector of SpiceJet whatsoever. But I don't want that. I need to get home now. This is something they don't understand. And you know, as an airline employee, I understand their constraints, but it doesn't make sense, like especially when it is happening to somebody like me who has served people for so many years, when this is something that they put me through, it is actually something that really frustrates me. So because I knew that they are bound to provide me with the accommodation, I forced it out of them. I forced them to give me an accommodation, I forced them to give me a pick and drop, and I also forced them to give me food and, like, hotel stay. But I know it as a matter of fact. Also, I convinced them that to put me on the flight the next day, which they tried so hard to not do. But yes, I also have to thank this person at the check-in counter, Miss Sangeeta. She, I think, was the only person who seemed to have a bit of sense in her mind, and she was kind and at least considerate to hear me out. I think she probably related to the problem that I was going through. But I know as a matter of fact, anybody who is not a frequent traveler will not be able to get this from that airline. Nevertheless, so I'm still required to check my do a web check-in, because now I'm on an domestic flight. I tried to call them. If you haven't tried this, I'm going to leave the number in the description box. Do check it out. Every time they are you're trying to call SpiceJet, they are going to make you wait for at least 30 to 40 minutes, or sometimes even 54 minutes. I have done that. I was trying to get in touch with them for almost and the call keeps dropping in between. They don't bother to call you back. Here there is another trouble, because they are trying to make this commercial as well. They are charging you, because this is not a toll-free number. So this number is not toll-free. They're putting your call on hold for 50-55 minutes, and you're using your own minutes to communicate with them for a stupid information which they don't really bother to with, and they would just try to shrug that off their shoulder, and they would not be genuinely happy in helping you. Even that chat bot that they have come up with, Miss Pepper, it is a useless app. Literally, if there was somewhere I could rate them, I would in fact rate them in negative. That is how bad that whole system is. It doesn't work. And this actually hurts me to say that I have also worked with SpiceJet in the past. It was, to be very fair, my very first airline that I flew with, and I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry that I was a part of that airline. As an employee point of view, whatever we used to go through was something I would have still kept it to myself. I'll probably tell you all about it at some point. But let's say I did sign a social media contract with them when I was an employee, that I'm not going to say anything about this airline, but that is long gone, because I am not talking from an employee point of view, and I'm definitely not an employee with them right now. But this is from a passenger's point of view. I have actually raised a complaint to DGCA about how they're behaving. This is against consumer rights. You're making everything commercial. There are so many other airlines in the market which are offering you tickets at the very, very same price, so much more cleaner. Let's say Indigo, for example, they're so much more systematic. They're known for their on-time performance. Their crew is much more, I would say, professional, and things are much more nice and steady given this airline. So I do want everyone of you who is watching this video to never have to go through what I have been, and to make a wiser decision when you're choosing your airline next. There are so many different options, you guys. India has unlimited low budget airlines. There's AirAsia, there is Indigo. I haven't flown AirAsia, but I know a matter of fact that Indigo is a very nice airline to fly with as a passenger. Vistara, it's a full service airline. Maybe it would be a few bucks more, but then you would be at your convenience, because they will at least deliver to what they're promising, unlike SpiceJet. Even if you're flying internationally, you want to choose some low budget airline, I would highly recommend Air Arabia. It is a beautiful airline. I have worked for that airline, and I'm so proud of it. If you want to go high end, there is Emirates, there is Etihad, but SpiceJet is definitely not something you should be opting to, because of its leg space, because of the staff attitude, because of the low quality of service, and because of them trying to make everything so commercial and making money out of it. Literally bad service. I have never ever had such a bad service in my entire 7 years of flying career. I do not want my passenger to go through that, and I do not want to be going through that when I'm traveling as a passenger myself. So I know this video was a little long, and I really had to vent out. Do not think that I was just ranting to you. I would actually share a screenshot of the mail that I have shared with DGCA. and I really hope they take some action, because this is India, nothing really ever happens. Encourage people to fly better, and definitely, like, I as a matter of fact know that I'm never going to fly SpiceJet ever again. I have some amazing friends of mine who are flying as a crew. The crew are amazing, the trainers are doing an amazing job, but then overall as an experience, it's totally not worth it. I would never ever choose to fly with SpiceJet again, and I have promised that to myself. So that's about today's video, you guys. I hope this was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Like I mentioned, share with your friends and family, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.